currently besting it out with this eyebrow pencil by L'Oreal. L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Tap into something and be excellent when you do it. Or just be your regular self. Just be human. Oh, aren't you so cute? Keep on failing by just being human. I don't mind. It makes it easier for me to shine, crybaby. So they tell me I'm manic. Okay, I'm manic, yeah. Always a little too hard to... Okay. When I was growing up, it was called creativity. I watched Bill Cosby, you know, the one that everybody keeps saying is sexually assaulting people from what decade? And he keeps having to go to jail and come out of jail, Bill Cosby, because one time's enough of that shit. I had a really good doctor named Dr. Heath Summers, and he was also jailed because he made women talk about their issues in therapy, and so they would get upset at him because they felt sexually assaulted, and they don't understand that that's how therapy is, because you're talking about that thing that bothered you, and just because he was there, it's not his fault that you're crying now, my dear. Dr. Heath Summers, yep. And then it doesn't matter, honestly, because I took every bit of information that Dr. Summers gave me, and it didn't work for me. No, it did. But it didn't matter because the guys in the world didn't want to be kind to me anyway. So I never needed a sex therapist, person intervention by a psychologist, and nobody else does either. You really don't. We don't need any more psychologists. We don't need any of those people. Right? That's right. All we need are people like Putin. Right? Or people like Supreme Jinping. Right? Supreme Jinping. Where are Supreme Ping? Supreme Jinping. President Ping. President Putin. President Ping. President Putin. President Ping. President Putin. Where are they now? Is Putin using both arms, both upper extremities, bilaterally, equally, or is he exhibiting some rigidity in that upper right extremity? He has an equal. No, he has a no, jingala. Jingala. It's so ugly, it makes my hands sweat about it. I'm so disgusted, my hands are sweating. That's how ugly Jinping and Putin are to me. They make my hands sweat. And then I taste in my mouth the taste of something. Salty. What's that salty taste? Under the sea. Who's laughing now? This jam is way out, way out. Too bad you're on your way out. I'm not angry. I'm just doing my eyebrows. I like to talk every now and then because I talk to myself because I truly have no one to talk to me. Woo, woo, woo. And that's fine. That's because I'm not around any humans with laryngeal cords that are being innervated. And that was a 420 moment, just so you know. So why don't you put that under your pillow? And maybe a fairy will come visit you later. This is my Shalimar. Sha, 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 sha. Lie, 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 lie. Mar. 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 With this cap, I behead the bottle. with these nares and this affected nerve. I shall imbibe and ingest. Now I smell better than anybody else that matters. There are moments in life called separation moments. SM. Separation moments. SM. Wow, what a wonderful coincidence that my first name begins with the letter S and my last name begins with the letter M. Separation moments where you separate yourself from the others. Why, Mommy? Why? Because the others don't matter the way you do. That's why, darling. You see, like how this bottle's really pretty and different. It's got this nice little doinky doink here. I call it a doinky doink because doinky doink begins with letter D, and D for doinky doink. This one doesn't have doinky doink. That was 646 on the timer. This one has a doinky doink. Some people, they don't like doinky doinks. Okay? That's going to be these people. And then other people, they really love doinky doinks. And that's going to be these people that love doinky doinks. Thank you, L'Oreal. L'Oreal, USA, Inc., New York, 1000, imported by Parla, Canada, Montreal. Me. Brow Stylist Definer. Ultra Fine Tip. Ultra Fine Tip. Shaping Pencil. Shaping Pencil. Crayon. Wow. Oh, wow. Talk to me, 5-card stud. Talk to me. Tell me what I need to know. Wow. Wow. Hey, here's something that you guys have never seen before. Because it's mine. It's part of the Micropedia Ready Reference. This is Britannica, book number 7 of the Ready Reference. And this one is for letters K, R, Krasnokamsk, and Menandra. Krasnokamsk and Menadra. Krasnokamsk and Menadra is on this one. This is from when I was 11 years old. They had to make a lot of money for this. The University of Chicago published this. First edition, 1768 to 1771. 911 on the telefono clocko, yo, on that tiempo. This edition was from 1985. I couldn't save all the books because of the amount of mold that was obviously on them, infecting, contaminating these beauties of mine from my childhood. So the ability to switch gears, change dip, that's going to be linked to critical thinking. It's not linked to mental defaults of dysfunction or divine anything. It's simply a reflection of critical thinking skills, always looking to pay my own food bills. 10:10. When you want to pay your own food bill, you're not going to behave the same as other people. If you're a woman, it's going to be making you look different, you'll see, it'll be different. I've known other people that were like me that also were very much interested in paying their own food bill, own grocery bill. And I'm not friends with them either because they believe I'm in competition with them for geek. And I am not, because I am menopause. That means men on pause. One of the most unintelligent people I've ever talked to in my life was a registered nurse that works at David Grant Medical Center in November of 2021. In November of 2020, I got punched in the face by my daughter in the vehicle. But in November of 2021, that was different. I got to see with my own house a woman employed by David Grant Medical Center wearing them scrubs, because that's what she was anyway. And she had some good eyebrow game, good eyeliner game, strong lip care game. However, when it came to the game of being a registered nurse, that's not a game. And she messed that one up really bad because I told her I was menopausal and she asked me, "You still have period? When was your last one?" I told her, "No, I don't still have period. I'm menopausal. You need to go study that." That's what happened at David Grant Medical Center in November of 2021 on their psychiatric unit. Well, I guess nobody really cares about the people that work there anyway, because they logic by their default of faults that those people don't matter on the 4th floor. How do I know? I used to work in that building. Yeah, and they don't know, ever since I stopped working in that building at David Grant Medical Center, they stopped putting patient identification bands on patients, and they also stopped putting allergy bans on patients at David Grant Medical Center. That's what happens when I left the military. They just stopped. They don't do that anymore. And for the longest time, I believed that maybe they changed the regs about saluting women at their gate at the military place called Travis Air Force Base. And then I found out after how many years of retirement, no, they haven't changed the regulations. That's just the boys' way of getting your attention because they refuse to ask directly for assistance. My daddy was Franklin Douglas Owens, and he told me the most annoying thing ever in his whole life was this. His parents had a television set that they really liked, and it was this old 1950s huge giant piece of furniture that you could probably put a couple bodies in, because that's how big televisions were back in the 50s. Anyway, their TV broke a couple times, and my daddy fixed it for them a couple times. And each time my grandparents, my paternal grandparents, Mother Owens and Daddy Owens, they didn't like any second of that. And my daddy told me, he said, if I would have known, because they told him years later, "Franklin, we didn't appreciate what you done to them televisions. We just were beside ourselves with annoyance from you." My daddy told me, he said, if I would have known that's how them people felt, no, I would never. I know. Or, this was his other pet peeve. "Ask me directly next time. Ask me direct." If you want, my dad was the type, if you wanted a favor from him, or if you wanted assistance, if you didn't know an answer, you better go ask him directly, because when he finds out that you're him and Han and you're being wishy-washy, he'll never help you again with anything. And I'm like my dad in that sense too. My hands are sweating. I'm so much like him. Now that I know that this is what you want, I won't participate. That's going to be my fuck you to the world. I won't kill myself. I'm not going to hurt anybody else. No. I just simply won't contribute. I'll say, I'm glad. I hope that everybody's really happy with how everything's panning out for World War III. Some of us did not have the gifted life that you did, the glamorous life. Your mother loved you, huh? Did your mommy tell you you're cute and you're special today? Well, you're not. You're a bunch of trouble, you cost some money, and I'll be glad when you grow up and get the fuck out of my house.